This is a Hot Pie Original.
You know, we don't have to spend a whole lot of time on it, but the border wall Lovefest was all pretty predictable. I think most people that even gave it a passing glance would agree that this went just as planned. It came off perfectly. Donald Trump made it about himself and talked about the fake election and Joe Biden's cognitive skills. Greg Abbott smiled lovingly and said about 4 words the entire day. He giggled on cue, smiled at Donald Trump like he was his prom date or something. All of that was perfect. The staging was perfect. The weather was perfect. It's 106 degrees. It was all working out well. The two fascist rock stars with a group of handpicked sheriffs in cowboy hats, they made comments about drugs and cartels. I mean, the whole thing, whoever designed this party, whatever party planner from West Austin that put this thing together, it is perfect. So, in fact, you had a long riff as the scenes just moved throughout the day. The perfect scenes moved throughout the day. You even had a sheriff. And then they moved to this very serious, and everybody's supposed to be serious and give that Josie Wales look, outlaw Josie Wales. And they moved to the indoors. They moved to an indoor meeting, and then you had the sheriffs talking with cowboy hats on, including, you had a long riff even. This worked perfectly because Trump got to nod along and for some reason mentioned China a few times, and Greg Abbott got to smile a lot. He's my friend kind of smile. You even had this sheriff on a long riff, a sheriff from the border town of Fort Worth talking about cartels and the border. There was no Ted Cruz. I didn't see him. He may have been peeking over that wall or something. Who knows? He may have been sneaking around. But the best that we could tell, there was no Ted Cruz in khakis. But there was this weird character. There was a weird character. He never said a word that I know of. And he was kind of stuck in the corner. But there was this weird character in a khaki shirt. He never spoke. He's the guy who makes Donald Trump look like Abe Lincoln. He's the chief law enforcement officer of the state of Texas, and he's Ken Paxton. I'm fascinated by his very existence, and you, the taxpayer, should be as well. He is Ken Paxton. Why is he sitting there? It's not just because he's got an R next to his name and he's a fascist leader as well. That's not my point. I mean, I find him the most bizarre character of the day, and a few reasons why. How was he not damaged goods? Why is he in the frame? What's the upside to him being there? He's twice indicted, still awaiting felony trials. His Republican staff quit on him after alleging that he abused his office by trying to cover up an affair and getting his girlfriend a job with a guy that has been raided by the feds, who's also waiting criminal charges, although I think he may have been charged himself. And oh yeah, the FBI raided Ken Paxton's office as well. We don't have to go through the laundry list of issues with this guy, but it is pretty shocking that somebody would stick him in the picture. Nobody ever says, hey, look, he's a bad look. I don't know about him being there. Man, do we have to put him in there? It's kind of a bad look. I realize there's no moral compass of the voter. There is no moral compass whatsoever. And he would win and will win re-election again because he got to be at the fascist border wall party. I get it. It's amazing that somebody doesn't say, even Greg Abbott, who I know his job this day is to stand there like he's wearing a mum at the prom and just stare at Donald Trump. Get it. But even Greg Abbott, doesn't he say, what is that guy doing here? That's a bad look, everyone. He's not. This guy's not okay. It's weird. He really does make Donald Trump look like a good Samaritan. Maybe that's why he's there. I just find his existence and publicity really weird. That guy, he is the ultimate in damaged goods, you would think. But no one cares. I get it. So the entire party comes off really well. Again, the party planner, he or she is patting themselves on the back today. Everything, I mean, from the look to the music to the plates to the napkins, the shirts. Oh my gosh, the shirts look great. Everyone had their, except for Trump, of course, but everyone had their gear on. Looked like they were gonna sift through the woods and find some immigrants themselves. They all had the Josie Wales thing going on. Everything was perfect. All the attention was on the two fascist candidates. The only thing, and I'm just throwing this out there, the only thing that could screw up this very perfect day, the only thing that could get in the way of the media attention on this perfect day would be something just so bizarre and silly and outrageous, like, I don't know, something crazy like Bill Cosby being released from prison at the exact same time this thing's supposed to start. Something like that. I mean, something weird like, I don't know, Bill Cosby walking out of prison right when the Border Wall Lovefest is about to start. But that would never happen. Something like that can't happen, right? All right, let me set up this perfect day because it is, as usual, it is something straight out of a Coen Brothers movie. John McClellan is the co-founder and creator of ATX Hot Sauce, now in all 50 states and several retail outlets as well. So what we're going to do today is we're going to let this social media rock star chef walk us through 4 different sauces, and then I'll taste, and we'll tell everyone why they should buy. You can give the science behind these, and then I'll make the simple recommendation. Go to atxhotsauce.com. All right,
I don't think anybody's heard the website.
Yeah, I know.
About you, Jeff, but it is atxhotsauce.com.
I'll say
I got that one right.
45 times, atxhotsauce.com. So let's do it.
I brought 4 flavors here, and we're going to test your palate today.
Okay.
And I only brought 4 because I didn't think you could handle 5 or 6.
Yes,
probably a smart move. Yeah. And so the first one we're going to try here is called Beet Heat. And just like the name implies, it has beets in it. It's made with red Fresno peppers. Red Fresnos are red peppers that are they're hotter than a jalapeno and a little bit less than a serrano. So not super hot here, just a lot of really good flavor. So we're going to start with this one, and then we're going to move up the chain.
Okay. I've had the Beet Heat, but okay.
Yeah, we're going to try it though.
It goes well with a cab. All right, Jeff's savoring Beet Heat.
I'll even do it with you, so that should be all right. Now remember, it is hot sauce.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's hot sauce. Trust me, man.
Wait, is that one hot to you?
No. A little.
Yeah. The great thing with the fermentation process is you get a bunch of the flavor right up front.
Yeah.
And then the heat comes, but then it dissipates pretty quickly, especially with the red Fresnos. This is not a very spicy one, but it is a very tasty one. Goes on great on sandwiches.
Beet Heat.
Beet Heat. B-E-E-T. Heat.
All right. Go to atxhotsauce.com.
That's right.
It's just the Coen brothers can't make this stuff up. So let me set up this perfect day and the highlights. First, I'm watching this. I'm watching the entrance of the 2 fascist candidates. And I'm thinking, and I don't know about you, and you could count the number of police cars, but I'm thinking, if I'm ever going to loot a Walmart in South Texas, I'm doing it then. You know what happened during this run-up to the introduction of Trump? A surge in immigrants crossing the border because there was no one left with a squad car in all of South Texas. They're everywhere. It took an hour and a half for them to even drive in to the portion of the border wall. If somebody waved to somebody wanting to cross the border, they're saying, right now, come on. There's no one here. So here they come, Trump, fascist candidate Greg Abbott, I guess Ken Paxton, the entire team on this perfect day. And the drive up, the entrance, you cannot make it up. It's on a loop, and it is playing loudly. And there's a small crowd of reporters and those that were invited. They're there. They're waiting on the fascist candidates to show up. You can't make this up. Here is the entrance song on loop. Count them up, 7,000 police cars. It's tough guys are showing up to Gloria by Gloria Gaynor, which I don't know the exact year, but I'm going to guess like 78. Was that in Saturday Night Fever? Huh. I mean, nothing says I'm a badass more than Gloria. Well, that was Flashdance. No, wasn't that Flashdance? Yeah. Trump loves the Flashdance album. You think the party planner said, okay, let's have, what's our intro song? Said the Tough. Like Black Sabbath. Nope. Gloria. Sorry, party planner. He loves Gloria Gaynor and the Village People, and that's what we play all the time. Nothing says toughness more than Gloria Gaynor and the Village People. And you better believe that's what they played. Absolutely. Or the cops even said, man, I'm told to look like a badass today. I'm told to look like Josie Wales. I think I've got cigars in their mouths. Some of them chewing tobacco. Remember Josie Wales would spit on people when he would kill them? And then they got to drive up to this? This is it, man? What if Greg Abbott ever says, golly, what are we playing? This is my song? Nothing says Law and Order more than Gloria Gaynor. All right, so then we move on to, we move indoors. We've got the Village People and Gloria Gaynor on loop, and it's loud, big speakers. So then let's see. Oh no, here's what happens next. This jackass. So then we have some Ron Burgundy TV reporter having the audacity, and what a jerk he is, to fact check almost in the moment, but not long after your two fascist candidates enter to Gloria. But this Ron Burgundy decided he's going to be a real jerk, try to screw things up, and fact-check them.
We're fact-checking Texas Governor Greg Abbott's and former President Donald Trump's remarks at the United States-Mexico border wall. Our fact-checkers combed what the pair said and used vetted sources, including Customs and Border Protection and the Texas Department of Public Safety, to verify their claims,
blah, blah.
like this one about construction.
So we built a wall that was not penetrable, and we were just about finished, and then we had an election.
This claim is false. We analyzed data from Customs and Border Protection and found the wall was not almost finished. The Trump administration replaced a lot of existing wall and built 52 miles of new primary wall out of 281 miles that were funded during his time in office, leaving 229 miles unfinished. Governor Abbott also claimed the number of people illegally entering the U.S. increased significantly.
Oh, you're a jerk, Burgundy. No one cares. Cares about you. Okay, so then we move, and then it's time to, I wonder what the nameplate in front of Donald Trump, does it say current president or former president? I wonder if that's a fight. So they go into this, they take the tough party inside, and now they're going to meet with the handpicked sheriffs, including those representing border towns like Fort Worth. And so I wonder if they have the nameplate. Does it say current president or former president? I bet he doesn't like that. So they go inside, and now it's Trump's chance to talk. Greg Abbott says 2 words. Greg Abbott does what is prescribed, and that is stare at him lovingly, just smile at him, laugh at his jokes, just make sure you're in the frame and you're smiling a lot, and you love him, you love him, you love him. Got it? Just look at him like it's your anniversary or something. Just love, love, love. So Trump then goes off on very important issues like, I don't know, Joe Biden's cognitive skills. Oh, and by the way, so his former doctor, who is now a congressman from, I want to say Lake Jackson, but I'm not sure of that. It is Ronnie Jackson, is among those in the hand-picked crowd. Trump calls him out. Of course, Trump then seizes the moment to talk about how physically fit he is and how smart he is. And then he discusses at length, really important border issues like Joe Biden's cognitive skills. And then he talks about how the cognitive test is Joe Biden couldn't pass. And he might be right, but Joe Biden couldn't pass the test. And Greg Abbott, again, the entire time, it's just staring at him. I mean, he was not going to break his role. He was not going to deviate. He is going to smile and stare. Trump could say, your hair's on fire, and he's got to stare at him and smile. Okay, then, are we able to play him talking about Ronnie Jackson? Or talking to Dr. Ronnie Jackson? Then, of course, this is going to shock you the most of the entire day. The party comes up fine. Forget Bill Cosby. The party ends with a real twist. This one's where they confuse you. This is when you were thrown for a loop. This one you couldn't see it coming. Unfortunately for Greg Abbott, he was not invited to this part. He's probably a little bit slighted by that. So then the party ends with a real twist. And out of nowhere, guess what? Fox News infomercial host Sean Hannity, in front of a crowd of elderly white people, most of whom wearing cowboy hats, and he grills Donald Trump on specific border wall details.
We don't have a lot of time, but let's talk about your future plans. Now, I have a funny... Let me ask the crowd of everybody here, would you like to see the president run again in 2024?
Cue the old white people.
You're not going to answer, but I have to ask. Where are you in the process of, let me ask you this, without giving the answer what the answer is, have you made up your mind?
Yes.
I think you got it right. Yeah.